everyone. It is almost the first week of December, and I know that everyone has holiday parties that are going to be coming up within the next week or two. So I thought I would do some tutorials on some quick holiday party looks. So this is going to be just a quick look, kind of a wavy, fun look that you can do for a holiday party that's just a little more dressed up than what you would do on a normal basis. But is a little more special, you know, because you're getting dressed up and going out, so you want to look a little, you know, like you tried. Okay, so I'm just going to add some curls throughout, and I'll probably end up fast forwarding this next part of the video so you don't have to watch me do my entire head. But here's how you do a curl. This is a 1.5 inch barrel curler. But you're going to start at the root, work your way about halfway down and curl it in, go a little further and curl it, go a little further and curl it. And I know there's a lot of tutorials out there that say don't put the end of your hair in the curling iron, but I do anyway, especially since my hair's so short. Like if I didn't put the end in, I would hardly get anything in there with the curling iron this big at least. And I'm just going to keep taking up new sections of my hair and keep working my way around. This part of my hair that I just grabbed is the last section, and we actually call this the mohawk. And you basically want it to start in the middle over each eyebrow is where you want that part to start on each side. And then at the crown of your head, you just scoop it back and you make like a rectangle of hair right there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, don't get out like your rat tail comb and make it exact, you know, just roughly pull that section up, and we're going to set that aside, and that is the part that we're going to tease to get some more volume in a little bit. But first I've got to curl this last section of hair. So now I'm going to tease the crown of my head, because if you're going to the trouble to do these curls on the side of your face, making the curls builds some volume out this way, like this. So if you don't put volume at the top of your head as well, you're just going to end up with kind of a triangular shape for your head, or what I sometimes call the Cocker Spaniel effect, where your hair is really flat right here but really big out here, which is no good. So even girls that don't like a lot of volume in their hair or teasing, if they want curls, I tell them, you know, you got to have a little bit, because otherwise everything's out of balance and your face is going to look smaller and prettier when it's more of an upside down triangle shape, where you've got a little more width up here and it tapers down, as opposed to the opposite where it's like this. And we're just going to take one section after another all the way from the back towards the front. And so I'm just going to take that first chunk and just set it down. And I want you to pay very close attention to the way I'm holding the hair. Notice that my thumb is going straight across the hair and I'm keeping it flat. I'm not holding it like this, like in a chunk where it all comes to a point. I want to keep it flat like this. So we're going to take our hair and we're actually going to pull it a little forward while we're teasing it. And while you're teasing, you're probably going to have an inclination to kind of do this and tuck your chin in, because you're, you know, doing this and that's just how you feel like you can reach it. But try to resist that. Keep your chin up. So keep your chin up and pull your hair kind of forward at the same time. So you're, you know, pushing back and pulling forward at the same time. You're creating some tension there. And now take your comb, and see, this is how I'm holding it. I'm not like holding it like this, and I'm not going to move it up and down with my wrist like this. I'm holding it really sturdy, and I'm actually going to move my entire forearm while I'm teasing. So hold it like this, and with your entire forearm, tease just the back half of that chunk. Try to leave the front half as intact as you can. And then kind of smooth out the front. Now take your Volume X hairspray and give it a good spray. And And now we're going to take our curling iron, but we're not going to clamp it. We're just going to use it and press against our hair like this. And pull back with the other hand and push forward with the curling iron. That's going to make a really nice little bump, just like that. And now that we have our bump there, I'm going to go back through and curl the end like that. So there we go. It looks like I got to bump it in my hair, but I don't. And so while we're at it, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of separate this into 2 or 3 chunks. 3 is a good number, I guess. And just spray those individual curls. This back one doesn't have to be very neat because it's going to be covered up by other hair. So that's a pretty good amount of volume right there. And if we continue at that pace, we're going to have really big hair. But I live in Texas, so that doesn't bother me so much. So we're going to do the same thing, but as we go forward, I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter tease and a little bit less hairspray every time. Here's my dry shampoo. Here's my comb. Again, holding it flat, pulling it forward with your chin up, and teasing with your entire arm, not just your wrist. And then smooth out the front, give it a spray, and give it some heat, pushing forward while you pull back. So light tease, not so worried about my chin being up anymore because it's just, like I said, a light tease, a little bit of hairspray, just a little bit of heat. And some curl. As you can see, I'm kind of fanning out these chunks of hair as I go along. And I'm not going to even do these very front pieces. I'm just going to take the curling iron straight to them. So now we have like some big, sexy hair, but the volume actually really isn't that out of control. It's just a little bit of a poof at the top here. And trust me, when you've got on a full face of makeup and a cocktail dress, it's going to look perfectly appropriate. This piece of hair is going to be going off of my face like this, and it's going to be really easy to just kind of turn that into a braid actually. So I'm going to start off with the way my hair is falling naturally already. I'm going to take this piece of hair, this piece of hair, and this piece of hair, and I'm not going to change their direction. I'm going to keep them going in the direction they already are. And that very first piece that you braid should be the piece in the front. So I'm going to cross that one over the middle piece, and then cross the back one over it again, just like that. And then as I go, I'm just going to pick up a little more hair along the way, kind of looking as I go to decide what I want to be down and what not. Again, next chunk from the back. So I'm just going to stop this one there. Since I didn't take too much hair from the front, it kind of has more of a little bit of a twisted look. Just add a bobby pin to it and pull out any chunks of the braid if you think it's looking a little too flat. Just let this hair go here. So there you go. There you have it. Kind of a fun party hairdo. And if you want to get even a little more fun than that, let me see what I have in here. You could always like pin in a cute little brooch or something, kind of at the end of that braid, like this. So, anyways, I hope this tutorial was helpful for some of you girls with short hair. And if you want it to be even flirtier, use a smaller curling iron. It's the same exact technique. The only thing that you wouldn't use a small curling iron on is when you're doing the heat in the mohawk area up here. Still use a big curling iron for that. But otherwise, you could do smaller curls all over your face, and that looks really cute too. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and keep tuning in because I'm going to have more of these tutorials to come.